Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Society Hall. What a pleasure to have you here. Such a treat to see you. It's going to be a beautiful night of music. I wanted to make a few announcements about some shows coming up. My name is Don Richmond. I'm one of the board members here. As soon as I get my external brain visible here, I will tell you all about these things. But, a week from tomorrow night, some dear friends and just incredible musicians, the Ariano brothers, Chris and Rodney Ariano, are going to be here. And I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they grew up in Costillo, New Mexico, right down there on the border. It's a suburb of Hiroso. Is that right? Is that right? Is Costillo, or is it the other way around?
It's one way or the other.
Yeah. Anyway, and they're just fabulous musicians. They grew up playing in their father's kind of norteño band, and but also grew up hanging out in Red River, New Mexico, and absorbing the kind of country Americana music that was happening up there. And so they just go effortlessly back and forth between these different worlds, and just so beautifully done. And Jimmy Stadler from Taos is going to be with them, one of the most amazing musicians I know. And Paul Piercy, a drummer, is going to be down here also with them. And he was an Austin drummer for many years, and has moved to Santa Fe and now up to Denver. But just a fabulous drummer. And they have drafted another member, a local pedal steel guitar player that looks remarkably like me. So I will be playing steel and fiddle with them also. So it's going to be the large band, the Ariano Brothers Large Band. February 22nd, a week after that, something I'm really looking forward to, Aaron Abeyta, one of the most remarkable poets I have ever encountered, is going to be here. I don't know, his stuff just skewers me, you know, just like, I think a lot of people think poetry, but I tell you, it just, it goes straight to the heart, and it makes you feel, he grew up in Antonito, was the mayor of Antonito, has been a professor at the college here, and he has such an intimacy with this area, and it just makes you love this area even more, I think, and appreciate it more deeply. So that's going to be a beautiful thing. There's a bunch of great people coming up in March and April. Martin Gilmore, wonderful musician from Denver, will be down here with a trio. Stillhouse Junkies. They've been making a lot of noise on the national scene in the sort of alt bluegrass world. They actually live in Durango, but they're an amazing band. March 29th, the Limelighters. The Limelighters were like in the era of the Kingston Trio, late 50s, early 60s. And there is a thread of continuity with these guys. Obviously, they're not, it's not holograms with dead people, I mean, there are actual humans that are going to play. And, but there is, one of the guys in the Limelighters played with the original Limelighters, et cetera. So, and they're great musicians. Some other things, Nefesh Mountain, another great kind of alt bluegrass, Americana, trout fishing in America. April 12th. They are just, I've often heard them called the best duo in the world, and I wouldn't argue with it. But, I mean, they're not you guys, but they're still pretty good.
Oh, wow.
The Rifters are going to be here April 18th, and something that we just booked, a Nashville songwriter named Gary Nicholson is going to be here April 26th. This guy has written songs and hits for everybody from Willie Nelson to Fleetwood Mac covered. Anyway, I should shut up. Lots of great stuff. Keep in touch with our website. Sign up for our email list if you can. But tonight, I'm thrilled to have these dear friends up from Joroso and Taos. I just love hearing them play, and their playful improv and everything else that they do. They're fabulous players and wonderful. Put on a great show. So anyway, Mark Dudrow, Justin Dean, also known as the High Desert Acoustic Duo. Did I get that right? Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. At the basking woman and a high desert man, 3,000 miles from each other's land. Now who's to say that it can't be done between a woman of the north and a gold miner's son. No matter where you go, I said, the cold wind does blow. Even on the coastline of Baja, Mexico. The tragedy is that it's so surreal, but I can't get away from the way you make me feel. Whoa, the way we choose, it's no so old, eagle blues. I said, whoa, the way we lose, it's no so old, eagle island blues. Now Eagle Island Blues was the song she sang to me. Story of two lovers who were never meant to be. Partied on Alaska's icy shore. This song is a story told many times before. Whoa, the way we choose, it's so old, Eagle Island Blues. I said, whoa, the way we lose, it's so old, Eagle Island Blues.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us up to Society Hall. I've been up here a couple of times, but never actually playing, except for some fiddle workshop stuff.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play with Justin here for years, ever since this place opened up, actually. And I don't know, it just occurred to me sometime back about Christmas time. I was like, gosh, maybe I should ask. And I saw Don at a party, and I said, hey, Don, it would be okay if we came and played at Society Hall? And he said, sure. So here we are. Thank you. I love this place. It's certainly not the first time I played in here, and I just love this hall, and I really appreciate everything that's been done to make this happen. So, thanks. Thank you. That's a tune called the Salt Creek. We like to do all kinds of different things. We play, oftentimes in bars and distilleries and wineries and places where there's people drinking and yelling, and so this is really nice for us to get to play a concert setting more. It allows us to feature more of Justin's songwriting and kind of slow it down and hear the words. So I guess we'll do one of those now.
All right. This is a tune called Stony Pass, and I'll tell you the backstory because it's interesting. There was a plane crash up in the mountains of Silverton, and with my work, I was assigned to go up there and sit on this plane crash and do security for the night, overnight. And it was a gruesome scene and kind of dark energy around. And there was a park ranger from down in Silverton, and she said, "Hey, I've got this mandolin in my truck. You play mandolin?" And I said, "Yeah." So she handed me this mandolin, and I had the mandolin all by myself up there in the moonlight on this pass next to a plane crash, a fatal crash. And of course, you get stuff like that. How can you not write a song about it, right? I'm playing mandolin on Stony Pass sometime in mid-July. The storm is past, the wind has calmed, and we are still alive. And the routes we choose to take, we never know which way they'll turn. So I pray the only only price all pays, a hard lesson learned. So, old man of the mountains faces east to greet the sun. He'll still be facing east when the alpine evening comes. Take a tip from those who sink their roots into the ground. You know, next good day will come around. I nearly made it to the top. Yes, I felt that I could fly. If I hadn't hesitated, I'd be over the other side. But the air, it was too thin, and it cut me no slack. I said, no time for turning around, no looking back. So, old man of the mountain faces east to greet the sun. He'll still be facing east when the alpine evening comes. Take a tip from those who sink their roots into the ground. And you know, the next good day will come around. Some people say you pay the price for the seeds that you have sown. Looking back on all these things, knowing surely I've grown. Nothing better than the view from the top of this mountain pass. Ah, but seasons always change and ain't nothing gonna last. So old man of the mountain faces east to greet the sun. He'll still be facing east when the alpine evening comes. Take a tip from those who sink their roots into the ground. And you know, the next good day will come around. I'm playing mandolin on Stony Pass sometime in mid-July. The storm has passed, the wind has calmed, and we are still alive. Thank you. You know, it's kind of cathartic singing that. Every single time I have the images of that incident come back to my head. My wife helped me write the verses to that song, and it's a good way. I don't have any PTSD around that incident at all, amazingly. Maybe it's the song that helped out with that a little bit. That's fun. Mark and I started playing together about
22, 23 years.
And I was playing fiddle for this band down in Taos, and the band leader said, "Hey, we got this new guy who's going to come in and play cello with us." And in walks Mark, and he's wearing a flannel shirt and glasses, and he didn't have long hair. He looked like a nice
truck driver.
Yeah, a good truck driver. We played together for a couple of years, and one day the band leader came to Mark and I, and he said, "Now, you guys, we are not a jam band. You guys just can't make stuff up as you go along." And so we've been playing together ever since.
Yeah.
haven't seen him in a while.
As a duo.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I love about playing music and play with Mark. It's just the improv of it, and it's been a lot of fun over the years. The next one is a tune I wrote about a young man being in love with a woman, and
it's a true story.
It's a true story about fixing everything of hers. It's called Handyman.
Actually, do you guys remember like Click and Clack on Car Talk? Yeah. You know how they used to have the music breaks and you could be on like the Car Talk playlist. Like we actually sent this in and they played this. We got 2 of them on Car Talk, but this was one of
Claim to fame right there.
That is our one claim to fame, other than being here tonight.
I think we netted like $5 in royalties on that one, didn't we?
You did. Wow, I think you owe me $250, man.
It's called Handyman. Well, my baby called me up with a favor to ask to help with a little home improvement task. I said, "Darling, I'll be there in a few. 'Cause whatever it is that you gotta get done, darling, don't you know I'm the one? I'm your bona fide, qualified, certified fix-it dude. 'Cause I'm a handyman. A handyman, I got the motivation to make it right. 'Cause if it breaks, have no fear, I'll fix it for a 6-pack of beer, maybe something a little extra on the side. Well, maybe it happened that your car won't run, darling, I know that's no fun. Hell, how you gonna come on over and visit me? There'll be a water pump, a timing chain, a leaky seal, a rusted radiator or a squeaky wheel, distributor cap or plugs that need to be cleaned. 'Cause I'm a handyman, handyman, I got the motivation to make it right. If it breaks, have no fear, I'll fix it for a 6-pack of beer, and maybe something little extra on the side. Be my handyman, Mark. Plumbing in your house, it was getting mighty old. Didn't help when it got so damn cold. Next thing you know, you got water everywhere. Just let me loose with my solder and flux, and all the time I'll have us out of this crux on my belly and the crawl space cobwebs in my hair. 'Cause I'm a handyman. Handyman, I got the motivation to make it right. If it breaks, have no fear, I'll fix it for a 6-pack of beer, maybe something little extra on the side. Now the services I offer aren't living large. Not everybody gets them near free of charge. I'm saving all my loving handiwork for you. 'Cause whatever it is that you gotta get done, darling, don't you know I'm the one? I'm your bona fide, qualified, certified fix-it dude. I'm your handyman. Handyman. got the motivation to make it right. 'Cause if it breaks, have no fear, I'll fix it for a 6-pack of beer, maybe something a little extra on the side. Handyman. Yeah. All right. That's a fun one. My kids like to sing along with that.
I always, yeah. And in fact, those kids, you know, part of that, those kids are part of that true story, actually. We always like to say, you know, even though we've already hit, you know, the pinnacle of fame with Car Talk, if anybody here is like an advertising CO at Lowe's or Home Depot, you know, talk to us. Well, one thing that I insisted that, you know, Justin didn't want to do this song really, but this next one, but I kind of insisted. It's a very sad song, and it's one of my favorite ones that he's ever written. It's well, I'll let you introduce it if you want. But.
So I work for the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, not Black Lives Matter, BLM, and I was involved in a horse roundup, wild horse gather years and years ago, and so this song is based on a piece of a true story from that gather where during the operation one of the colts was separated from the rest of the herd, and then they had to work immediately to find an adoption spot for that horse, and so this is that's the true part of the story, and then I added the rest as what I created as the rest of what happened to that colt.
I should say it's a sad and beautiful song, because it's not completely sad, really.
Western Colorado, out on the Spring Creek Range, a new colt was born to the wild horse herd, and they gave her name after McKenna Peak, where the desert wind blows and it's either dusty and dry or covered with snow. She learned to run with the herd. The old Pinion Pine, summer was sweet, life was just fine. Wild McKenna, wild McKenna, wild McKenna, whoa, McKenna, run. Now they've got to thin that are down, the big bird in the air, flying around with the mud and the sweat and the dust and the blood. It's a sad, crazy scene. They say must be done, though they would never tear families apart. It's a chaotic time, and order's hard, so the bird made a turn. But the herd changed its mind, ran out of the chute, left McKenna behind. Wild McKenna, wild McKenna, wild McKenna, whoa, McKenna, run. Now they gotta take her in, 'cause they can't let her go. Found her a ranch down by Durango with a sweet little girl to call her own. Yes, McKenna lucked out, she'd found a home. Now the little girl and McKenna, they grew up side by side, an inseparable pair. Together they'd ride, whether up in the Rockies or on the high desert plain or in the hills of Kentucky. They made quite a name as the girl from Durango with a big toothy grin and a mare from the wildlife that rode with the wind. Wild McKenna, Wild McKenna, Wild McKenna, whoa, McKenna run. Some say she forgot of her high desert home. Some say she remembered the old urge to roam. But one day it was too much. It welled up inside, so she took her last breath and she lay down and died. They took her back north to the place of her birth, and they laid her old body on top of the earth beneath McKenna Peak and the old pinyon pine, where her bones could be bleached by the passing of time. They say her spirit, it runs with the high desert winds, waiting a chance to reincarnate again. So maybe it'll be on a warm sunny day a new colt will be born, McKenna her name. Wild McKenna, Wild McKenna, Wild McKenna, whoa, McKenna run. Thank you.
You know, we do actually have one recording of that song. We've done 2 albums together, and one of them was at the Spruce Hole Yurt on Lamonga Pass, and we skied in there about 2.5 miles uphill, and towed the cello and towed everything up in a sled behind the cross-country skis, you know. And stayed up there for a couple days and recorded a bunch of stuff, but it was really fun. It was
It's a really unique recording, you know, and usually you go into a studio and you're just really focused on every little sound and the EQ, and you know, you have what I've heard some musicians refer to as tweezer ears, you know, you just get obsessed with every little detail of it. And this project was complete opposite of that. We had the wind blowing through the trees outside, rattling the fabric on the yurt, and what the spruce logs were crackling in the wood stove. We got great horned owls hooting outside. It was just a great recording project and a lot of fun.
Plus, I got to ski with the cello. You know, you don't normally ski with a cello. Like normally, you know, it's a expensive wooden instrument, and it would crack, you know, and you'd have to spend hundreds of dollars to fix it. But because I have this crazy thing, you know. Well, we'll play one more fiddle tune for you here, and we'll take a little break and let you, get a refreshments or whatever, and then we'll come back and play another set for you. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you. This tune was called Angeline the Baker before we played it.
All right, thank you guys. We'll be right back.
Right back.
So as Mark mentioned, he's got this carbon fiber cello, but you know when he heads south across the New Mexico state line, it turns into a cabron
Fiber.
which is you know most of the time that we're playing together we're down south.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sticking around, and we'll do some real fiddle now with some cello. So we got some few tunes for you here, and we'd like to mix it up and play tunes from all over the place. So these start out as American tunes, and then they're going to travel around the world a little bit. But anyway, thanks again so much for being here, and thanks to all the people out there in streaming land. I know there's a bunch of you, including Justin's family out there. And I think well, we do have a couple other thank yous actually. You know, Don Richmond and Joel and all the other board members of Society Hall. Appreciate it. And also back there in the darkness is Robert and Brian, and they're taking care of the tech.
Yep. Good sound, guys. Thank you.
Oh, and I think Lance and Joe and Bill and Marilyn, those would be our parents, still all alive, are all watching somewhere. Thank you, too. All right, well, here's a couple tunes. The first one's called The 8th of January, and the second one's called Deer Creek. That tune is called Dobrisha Danets. It's a Bulgarian tune. I've played it with just about everybody I've played with. I teach them that tune, but we call it country and Eastern music.
The next one we play is a tango, and this is relatively new to us. But I've been told I have to take off my hiking boots to play tango. But we're going to see if I can pull it off.
This has been known to prompt random and spontaneous acts of tango dancing. So if that happens, don't be surprised. It's called La Comparsita. I didn't open my eyes to see if like Eula and Aaron Montoya were back there tango dancing. It wouldn't have surprised me. But we'll go from let's see. I guess that took us to like Argentina. I guess we'll come back around to Ireland. Yeah.
And there I was.
called The Road to Lisdoon Varna. We are going to play one more Americana. We're going to do one more fiddle tune here. Then we're going to switch back to the guitar. And I think at that point, we're going to bring up a friend of ours here to play one tune if we can get him to do it. Thank you. Well, hey, we have this friend. His name's Don. I don't know if you know him. And we invited him to play this one song with us, and then he purposely forgot his fiddle, and then to trying to get out of it, I think. And then, but we have to have a fiddle that's not used on this song. So. And he hasn't ever played this with us before, but I think he knows this song. So Justin has written a whole bunch of songs, but one of my favorite songs that he wrote is a song called "The Bristlecone Pine." It's not the song that you're thinking. It's a different song about a bristlecone pine, but we thought, since we're going to do that one, maybe want to do the other one too. But so you got to forgive Don. He even though he wrote this song, he's never played it. I don't think on the fiddle. He always sings it and plays mandolin. So we're just going to try it and see how it goes. And thank you, Don, for being a good sport.
Yeah, years ago I was in Don's studio, and I played my Bristlecone Pines song, and not ever hearing Don's, and he pulled me back into his little sound room afterwards and said, "Hey, listen to this." His song is much better than mine, I will admit. It's beautiful, so we're honored to play it tonight. Thank you, Don. Up in the mountains, in the high timberline, there's a twisted old tree called the bristlecone pine. But when there is a wicked, it cuts like a knife. It keeps that tree holding on for dear life. And hold on it well, standing its ground, standing while empires rise and fall down. When Jesus was gathering lambs to his fold, the tree was already 1,000 years old. Now the way I've lived, there ain't no way to tell. When I die, if I'm going to heaven or hell. So when I'm laid to rest, it would suit me just fine. Sleep at the feet of a bristlecone pine. As I would slowly return to the earth, little this body mine might be worth, would soon start to nourish the roots of that tree, and it would partake of the essence of me. But who knows that as the centuries turn, a small spark of me might continue to burn, as long as the sun would continue to shine down on the limbs of a bristlecone pine. Now the way I've lived, there ain't no way to tell. When I die, if I'm going to heaven or hell. So when I'm laid to rest, it would suit me just fine. Sleep at the feet of a bristlecone pine. Sleep at the feet of a bristlecone pine. Thank you, Don.
Yeah. He pulled it off, didn't he?
Who knows how long a bristlecone pine or the old bristlecone pines live? Anyone got a ballpark figure in their head?
1,000?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So naturally, they inspire thoughts and songs of reincarnation and.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, both of these songs do kind of have the same. They do involve,
Yep.
being interred by a bristlecone pine. So.
This is bristlecone pine version 2.
Yes, it's a little different.
When I die, string my bones from a bristlecone pine, where my flesh might decay under the sun in good time. Well, I will have lit Mary, so there's no need to dairy me low. I've no need for ceremony, and I've no need to decompose slow. Well, this is the good life, she said as he rode down that east road. There's a storm blowing in over the mountains and the rain is getting cold. So if I should leave you, well, I'll tell you how it's gonna be. Leave my body in the desert, take this old motorcycle, forget about me. I'll rot in the greasewood without a whimper or a whine. But if you have doubt, string my bones from a bristlecone pine. Under the moon and the sun and the sky. Yes, my brother, well, that's where I'm gonna go when I die. We live there, so there's no need to bury me low. I've no need for ceremony, and I've no need to decompose slow. When I die, string my bones from a bristlecone pine. So, you know, if you use your imagination, you see that they're a little bit different. But, you know, I have an old buddy, and I don't know if the offer still stands, but we had a deal years ago that whoever would die first, the friend would haul his buddy up to Pearl Peak in northeastern Nevada and dispose of his buddy's body in the branches of a bristlecone pine in the Ruby Mountain wilderness. And I should check in with him and see if he still expects me to do that. As I get older, I'm thinking maybe that's not such a good idea.
Yeah. Was there alcohol involved?
Yeah.
Well, we got one more song for you. This is, it's called Sailors of the Sagebrush Ocean.
I had a dream of old pickup trucks and the brown-skinned girls. When traveling down those desert roads alone, the smell of sage burning on the hot exhaust reminds me of all the love that's come, but all the lovers are lost. 'Cause we are sailors of the sagebrush ocean. We're headed home to more than just one place, yes, to stay alive. We'll keep ourselves in motion, yes, the trials of the road shine upon our face. So many times I've let love go to seek out a future that I didn't know, to taste the sweetness of pure uncertainty, the embodiment of all that's good, alive and pure and free. 'Cause we are sailors of the sagebrush ocean. We're headed home to more than just one place, yes, to stay alive. We keep ourselves in motion, yes, the trials of the road shine upon our face. Tried to run away from the trials of my heart. When I jumped into my old truck, the damn thing wouldn't start. So I stretched my legs to head out anyway. Anyway, they take me down this lonely desert highway. 'Cause we are sailors of the sagebrush ocean. headed home to more than just one place, yes, to stay alive. We keep ourselves in motion, yes, the trials of the road shine upon our face. 'Cause we are sailors of the sagebrush ocean. We're headed home to more than just one place, yes, to stay alive. We'll keep ourselves in motion, yes, the trials of the road shine upon our face. All right, thank you.
Well, gosh, we've only played one cover song all night, and it was a Don Richmond song. And it's hard to find something better than that. But let's see. How about John Prine?
We may not play it the way you're used to hearing it, though.
And thanks, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure. I love getting up to Alamosa and playing. It's always fun. It's a different gig every time, and it's been a while, so it's good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Speaking of playing in Alamosa, if you're not doing anything April 10th, for something completely different, I'm going to be, Martha Shep and I are playing another round of piano and cello concerts coming up. And we'll be at Leon Hall at ASU on April 10th. So if you can make that. All right.
Take it away there, Mark.
Thanks again. You guys have a great night.
Named after my mother, my man is another child that's grown old. If dreams were lightning, thunder with desire, this old house would have burnt down a long time ago. I said, make me an angel that flies from Montgomery, make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. Just to believe in this living's just a hard, hard way to go. When I was a young girl, well, I had me a cowboy. He weren't much to look at, just a free rambling man. Yeah, well, that was a long time, and no matter how I tried, the years that just to flow by like a broken down dam. I said, make me an angel that flies
poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard, hard way to go. There's flies in the kitchen, I can hear them there buzzing, and I ain't done nothing since I woke up today. How the hell can a person go to work in the morning, come home in the evening and have nothing to say? Said, make me an angel that flies from Montgomery, make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard, hard way to go.